First time to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Al Shai Bashim Gal Kadash. You give double honor to all this apostle teacher, great millstone from our land of truth. I'll say shalom to the hopeful elect of Israel. And I'm going to send this video on this article here that you have on this website called Jacobin. And it's going into how corporations, or some corporations, obviously something that seemed like it's going to be picked up by other businesses, but want to prevent workers from leaving their jobs. And I'm not going to go through the entire article, but a little synopsis. You already have some businesses and larger corporations doing this, in which, in order to recoup training costs, because when you're first training somebody on a job, you got to put them through different seminars and stuff like that, and you got to put them through different classes. You got to have equipment or paperwork for them and shit like that for them to learn how to operate on the job, and that costs. And in order for them to get that money's worth, they're going to put in the policies and essentially put people in debt to recoup, to get back what they put in for that worker. Because you have a lot of people that may stay at a job for a short amount of time. They'll go through that training, stay at a job for a short amount of time, and then leave. And then I think it takes like a year to 2 years for a company to get that worth back out of that employee that they put in via those training expenses. But you have people that are leaving 3, 6, 4, 5 months, maybe less than that time that's needed to get that worth back. So they're essentially going to put some corporations are going to put people in debt. They're going to have them sign some papers and put them in debt. If they leave, they have to pay back that cost. But if not, the corporation gets to sue that employee. I'm just going to skip through here. As regulators crack down on non-complete agreements that bar workers from finding better jobs, employers across the country are increasingly bound by new form of stay or pay contract that indebts them to their bosses. Traps are common retail jobs like fast food restaurants where extensive job training isn't typically considered necessary. Texas nurse switched a better-paying job at a nearby hospital only to wind up with debt collectors at her door demanding she pay her former employer back for loans she didn't know she owed. The cargo pilot faced a $20,000 lawsuit over job training expenses. The commercial airline that just fired him for refusing to fly a plane under unsafe conditions. And you got a lot of people fucking over these businesses in different ways, and somehow, some way, this great country that you people love so much is going to find a way to get money out of you, whether it's shit like essentially this is a dangerous fucking slavery. Indentured servitude, slavery, in other words, because what they like, this can allow them to drive down wages as well. If you're just fucking, if you're trapped. You can't fucking get out without having a fucking lawsuit. So this is essentially slavery, but this is that great country that you people live in. This is America. And you got like I was just watching this guy that was going into how we had people that pirated TV shows and shit like that back where you had cable, and you had a lot of people that figure out ways to get around cable. But then here it is, these niggas hit you with all these streaming services, and now you're essentially paying way more for a streaming service than you would for just basic cable. In other words, you have people that may try to cut down on costs, but America is going to figure out a way to get that money out of you one way or a fucking another. And even going so far as to do some crazy ass shit like this, which you would think is illegal, but apparently it's not. So you have corporations which are bigger companies doing this shit, and people are going for it. But this is America. This is that country. Ugly side of that, because like what you have all that shiny shit that y'all have, money Bitches, clothes, hoes, fucking Jordan sneakers, Timberland boots, whores, strip clubs. You have all that good shit. But here it is on the back end. Here's the ugly side of America. You're going to get fucked over in every possible way. And all of you people are starting to feel how it is to be an Israelite. You know, going through fucking slavery. And this is exactly what that is. And, you know, things are becoming increasingly worse to the point where the amount of money you're going to need to live a comfortable lifestyle is $100,000. Now, how many people are making that? You either have a business or you're in some type of skill, high-paying skill, and it's only going to increase. You have people that are on $100,000, they're living just comfortably, just barely making it. But prices are going to continue to increase, and it's going to fuck over all you people. And you have that student loan repayment thing. Isaiah 31:1, woe to rebellious children, said the Lord, that take counsel but not of me, and that cover with the covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. The walk to go down to Egypt have not asked of my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust of the shadow of Egypt be your confusion. Because a lot of people wonder what's going on. But a big contributor to the inflation that you have now were those stimulus checks a lot of you people got. And you pray, I think it was Trump that gave that shit out, or maybe Biden, that you praised for those stimulus checks, but not understanding how money works and how the economy works. That on the ass end of all that, you got inflation. And here it is, you got free money, you people selling your ass, you didn't do anything with the money. And now you're fucked. Or you got like what, $1,200? Some people got more, some people got less. But even back then, $1,200 was less than niggas' rent. Nigga had niggas $1,800, $2,400 was with their rent. $1,200 was a single rent payment for a month. So whether you got the money or not, everybody got fucked over. And this is that great country that you people love, and especially you stupid niggas. This is that great America that you people love. Isaiah 31:1. Well, and it says the strength of Egypt, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt shall be a confusion. America. Woe to them that go down to Egypt. And it says destruction twice. Destruction to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots. And that's the nature of the so-called white man. But he put forth his hand as such as be at peace with him. He destroys his allies. He destroys his subjects. He destroys himself. And especially his arch enemy, us. And America is set up to fuck our people over. You may have a few niggas that make it, but the vast majority of our people that's what America is, to destroy our people. And trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but look not to the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. They don't trust in true strength. They trust in false power because of what they see now. They think, believing in America, the strength, having money, think money will save you, getting a bunker, getting all this shit will save you from the curses. But they look not to the Holy One of Israel. Our people aren't looking to the Heavenly Father. They're looking to Esau. They're looking towards false power, not true power, which is a spirit. And that was our blessing as well. Verse 3, now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down. And they all shall fail together. And the Lord's in the process of destroying America just like he did Egypt. And everybody who's joined us to the so-called white man is going to die and fail. And you see that with things becoming increasingly worse, because like that thing with the job, that's ludicrous. That's crazy. If you sign that shit, you essentially have to stay at that job for however long the term, that's written on the paper. Else you can get fucking sued. And like what? You're going to get hit with it. The judge is going to look at it like it's crazy. He'll rule on it. And you just up shit's fucking creek. Either way you go, you're up shit's fucking creek. Whether you own the business or whether you're working under one. You're up shit's fucking creek. But that's America. This is that great country that you niggas know and love. But hope is that fine. Say all praises going on, and like this is why like what once again, things are becoming increasingly worse, and it's all leading to something. It's leading to the end of this place, and the time Yahweh shall come back and establishing the kingdom on earth. That's where all things is leading to. And this is another contributor to that, because people like you're likely going to have people that are going to be outraged with that type of shit. As it becomes more common, if it becomes more common, more and more people are going to speak out against that, because that's straight up fucking slavery. But it's division and crazy ass shit all around. And that shows you the desperation. And one other thing, that shows you that these corporations are lacking money. Because all of them are in fucking deep debt. And like what? If they need the money that much to where they're willing to sue niggas or put them in fucking slavery via contract, then they need money. That tells you the state of America. See, the stock market may be up, but that doesn't necessarily reflect 100% reflect the actual businesses and the state of the economy itself, of how it's actually doing. That shows you the state of even big corporations. Everybody needs money. Why do you think prices keep going up? And that shows you the state of America. Every America needs fucking money. What does that tell you? If America needs money that fucking much, despite what they're saying and bring it back to its golden age. But hope that finds the all praises going on the how about Shema Shah, Bashim Dr. Dash, the ones, others, Pop Teacher, and this over on Shoe. Shalom to Hope Look, Israel, Instruction, but I'm Great America.